My name is Jessica Buchanan, and I graduated from UNCW in December 2005.
Okay.
Currently, I work as an associate producer for a production company called Lovable Scoundrels, and we work with A&E, and recently I worked with BBC Worldwide on a show for Lifetime. Well, I got into a couple different schools. I got into UC Irvine and UC Santa Barbara and UNCW. I decided to go with UNCW in the end just because of its tight-knit relationship with the film community and the access to the studios and all the working professionals in the town. And I thought that was a great way to give me a little bit of a jump start once I did graduate and went into the working world. My favorite class that I took at UNCW was probably Studio Seminar, taught by Dr. Palmer and Frank Capper Jr. when he was with UNCW as a teacher during his life. It was a great basis, I feel, for learning how to pitch to either a network or a studio or an agent, because wanting to be a producer, that's such a basic skill that a producer needs, is learning how to sell their product to a buyer. And I think that my learning really started in that class. Well, for me, the UNCW film program offered such a tight-knit community of people with the instructors and the students. I feel that the instructors really care about you. They really want you to know the information. They really want you to succeed. And the students share the same kind of passion for entertainment and film and television and the process of making all of that magic happen. So I really am really thankful to have such great people around me when I was learning, basically. And with school, you know, you're able to make the mistakes in school that you can't really make on the job, because filmmaking, you know, in the end is a business, and there's so much money wrapped up in that, and it's great to be able to be comfortable in like learning and making the mistakes. And I think UNCW really has a great learning program for people that want to go into this industry. For me, taking my skill set from UNCW would definitely have to be my basic film theory and a general appreciation of the history of the art. I feel that that's something that once you're out in the working world, it's not something that you're really exposed to, that you will learn, other than like, you know, basic production skills and everything along those lines. And so I feel it's great to have a good basis in the history of basically your profession and what you're doing to succeed.
Right.
Absolutely. For me, I really feel that I needed some more instruction in the whole production side of the film industry after I graduated, just because what I do now, it's kind of like I wouldn't have known what a call sheet was, what a production report was, what a PO, how to do a check log, basically everything that you would do if you're like an AD or a UPM. I really felt like those were the skills that I kind of missed when I was in film school, that I really wish I knew coming out into LA and really getting into it, just because those are such important aspects of making a movie or a television show or reality show or anything within entertainment that I really miss, that I wish I had probably a more developed skill set before I started. Well, basically, I feel that UNCW really gave me a great theoretical background when it comes to filmmaking. So, you know, when you're sitting in a screening with a producer and he's talking to like the AE about going, you know, let's, you know, go from medium shot, let's change that with a close-up, or, you know, any like the terminology that you would hear, you know, around a production office or around a film set. I feel I really knew I was able to relate easily to those with the, you know, background that I had with UNCW and its training. So I was really glad to be able to know the industry terms, as one might say. So that's what I took away from UNCW.
Okay.
I'm from the San Francisco Bay Area, so I'm California born and bred. My whole family lives here, except for we're all from Northern California. And being from California, people know there's a huge difference between Northern California and Southern California. It's like two different states. So I was lucky enough to have some friends that flew out to Wilmington when I graduated, and they decided that let's make a road trip of it, it'll be great. So we packed up my Jeep, packed up my U-Haul, and basically moved my apartment from Wilmington, North Carolina, all the way across the United States to California. It was nice though, because we did break up a day at Disneyland, so that was fun. So other than that, it was a really great drive. Tensions ran a little high. People are in the car for that long period of time. It gets a little crazy, but it was a really great experience overall. I'll never forget it. If I was to go back and do it all over again, I would definitely take more production classes, be a lot more like tenacious in being hands-on in production, and learning how to operate things, how to break things down, put things up, all that kind of stuff. Wasn't really proactive at that, I guess, in college, and I definitely would have taken more like production office technique classes, like how to do a call sheet, how to do a production report, what the ADs do, what the first AD does, what the second AD does, what the line producer does. How do you go about making a budget? How do you go about making a schedule? All of those skill sets, I really wish I had more of a background in college. I feel that's important because if you know what's going into making the movie or the television show that you're on, you will understand that, every little bit counts. Every coupon that you can save 50 cents off of the coffee for the PO, it really helps in the end. Answer this question being the fact that I graduated 7 years ago, so it might be a little different now. Right. But I definitely feel that UNCW was very, very heavy on the film theoretical classes and very film. And in Los Angeles, it's kind of like a creative bubble. That includes film, television, which being unscripted, scripted, documentary, like short form, like everything down to YouTube basically is all encompassing film studies. So I really feel like I would be more prepared for a career in Los Angeles if I was able to take maybe intro to television, intro to scripted, intro to unscripted television, reality shooting technique, like those kinds of things. That there's so many jobs out here that really rely on knowing how to do that kind of stuff that I wish I had 7 years ago when I first moved out. So. Basically, my advice, I have a couple different things, but the first one would be learn the basics. Everything that you go over in Intro to Film Studies and Intro to Film Production, that's like the basis of your career almost. All you do is you just branch off from there. That you just keep on building and building and building on those basic skills and that basic knowledge that you take away in those classes. Also, when I moved to Los Angeles, I felt it was really important that I found a really good group of friends that shared the same values that I share, and to kind of have fun, but steer clear of the whole party drug scene in Hollywood. It's just something that you don't need to have in your life if you want to be successful. A piece of advice I would also give would be never stop learning. Never stop keep taking classes through maybe an extension program or a community outreach program. Always keep up with technology. Never stop reading. Never stop learning about new and innovative ways to work in this industry, because as we continue with all this technology boom that we're going through, everyone wants their production for cheaper and they want it done faster. So you really have to keep up with your technology. A big thing I would say for people wanting to move to Los Angeles is manage your expectations and the pressure that you're going to put in on yourself to succeed in your career. A lot of people see people in their mid-20s, being successful, and they kind of don't know. It's they've been in the industry for 10 years already. So you really have to pay your dues, and you really have to be prepared to do that when you move to Los Angeles. So that's another big thing that I didn't quite get, I guess, when I moved out. It's I'm really gonna have to put some time in here. I'm not gonna be a successful producer overnight or anything like that. Expect to kind of put your dues in as being a PA or an assistant for a couple years. Everybody does it. It's just the way it works out here. So just be ready to put your couple years in as, getting to set early, leaving late, and doing the PA work. Everyone has to go through it.